Hey guys, you are hanging with Helen. Now, what else to do when you are stuck at home and have lots of time on your hand, but make some quince paste. Now, quince is one of those fruits that I don't think is going to be running off of the shelves anytime soon. So if you can get your hands on some quince, really well worth trying out some quince paste. I have got 4 quinces here that have been peeled and cored, and they're all going into my Thermomix bowl. It takes just a little while to peel and cool. In actual fact, that's probably the hardest part of this recipe. We're going to put 1 lemon's juice in there, juice of 1 lemon, and we want to engage our scales and put 125 mils. Or a little bit more, that's okay, of water. That's it for the first step. We're going to pop our lid on. We are going to pop it on for about 30 minutes. This may need adjusting. 30 minutes, 100 degrees, speed 1. That is the first step. After 30 minutes, I will come back and check, and they need to be tender. If they're not tender, you can add a little bit more time. All right, so that's been 30 minutes. I'm going to check it out and see where we're at. It is definitely nice and tender. It's already pureed. So we're going to pop this into a bowl. Get that all out. You'll see that the colour is still quite pale and very close to its natural colour. It almost looks like baby food. It doesn't all have to come out because we're actually just going to pop it back in anyway. But we're going to engage our scales because the next thing we have to do is in actual fact weigh our pulp back in so that we know how much sugar we need to put in there. So let's have a look at how much this weighs. 600 is what we've got. So, back to me.
I'm waiting for you to tear it.
No, come back.
Yeah.
Come back. 600 is what we've got in there. We want 3/4 of that weight in sugar, which is 450. I'm going to tear the scales, pop in 450. Stop laughing. 450, what we want. I'm actually going to put a little bit of vanilla extract in there. You can, you don't have to, just a tad, about a teaspoon. You can omit that, it is an optional extra. And now is our second part of cooking, which is 1.5 hours. Okay, 1.5 hours, we want 100 degrees. And speed 1.5 or 2, just to give it a nice stir. I'm going to take off measuring cup, pop our basket on so that it will allow the steam to escape more readily without it splashing anywhere. So we'll come back in 1.5 hours and see where we're at. Okay, so that's the second part of the cooking done after 1.5 minutes. I've just realised I did not puree it before I started the second cooking, which you should do. But you know what? I'm all about trial and error. That colour to me is not quite what I want it to be. I want it to be a little bit deeper in colour. So I'm going to improvise here. Let's just see if it'll work out. I'm going to blend it now. And you can either go straight up to speed 8, for about 10-15 seconds, or you can use this blend mode on a TM6. It says 30 seconds, but I actually only want 15, oops, wrong way, 15 seconds. See how you go. Let's check it out. Oh, it still worked. Wonderful. I love it when that happens. But I am now that I've blended it, going to cook it for another 30 minutes on 100. Oops. Speed 3. We'll be back. Okay, that is now the beautiful, perfect, deep colour that I like. And the way you can tell it's ready is you can see it kindly starting wrinkling up like that. You could get a very cold saucer that you've placed in the freezer and with a spoon put a drop on it. And when you press it, it should wrinkle around the edges. Excuse me, that was really yummy. Now, 2 ways of doing this. You can either put it into a tin, a nice tin, let it cool for 30 minutes and then pop it into your fridge and then pop it out and cut it up into your little squares that you want, or whichever way you want to present it. You might like a cookie cutter, whatever you like. Put some baking paper underneath so it's easy for you to get at. Or what I like to do is to get these little containers which actually have some lids to them, and a couple of different ways. I'm actually using the lid as my funnel, and I'm just going to pour a little bit into each one, and that way it's going to catch any spills. Give it a bit of that. Let that cool, then put it into the fridge, pop the lid on top, and then when it comes out, it's going to come out in this really lovely gel form. I'll do one more so you can see. That needs a tiny bit more. And these are awesome little gifts that you can give out at Christmas time, birthdays, anytime you like, but perfect to have and store in your fridge so that when you've got visitors, which isn't happening right at this moment, but when you get visitors, then you can just pop them out and have them with some cheese and wine and all the other things that you might be doing. But for the moment, with your own family or yourself, you're going to be enjoying these at home. It took about 2 hours in the whole process, but you didn't have to stand and stir or do anything like that. The Thermomix did all the work. So there you go. It's a new day and our quince paste is ready. It's been in the fridge, it's set beautifully, and now it's time to serve it up, and let's see how we went. So this is the beauty of these little containers. You just want to grab your knife and give it a little bit of I don't even know what you call that, but something. Use the knife to release your quince paste from the jar, and then if you give it a little push, here it goes. Ta-da! There is my quince paste. How cool is that? And let me show you, I'm sure you all know how to serve this up, but we're going to put a little wedge of this quince paste. Sorry, my beautiful little board there is not very stable, but quince paste, a bit of your cheese that you desire, and there we are. Beautiful homemade quince paste, not for me, for the cameraman. Yeah, here you go. But it's all yours to enjoy for a fraction of the cost when you pay for it, when you don't buy it and you make it yourself. Hope you enjoyed that, guys. Feel free to give this video a like, share it to others, and if you like the videos and want to see more, make sure you subscribe to Hanging with Helen. See you in the next video.